jurisdiction of St. Kitts and Nevis.
From the VON Newsline, this is the VON Major Newscast.
Good evening. I am Tashan Tyson in with your VON Major News package for today, Tuesday 18th December 2018. In our lead stories, nationally, serious crimes decrease in CCTV covered areas, and MS Norwegian Escape marks 7th inaugural call for cruise season in SKN. Regionally, Grenadian-born lawyer indicted on grand larceny charges in U.S. Internationally, Texas court rules Obamacare as unconstitutional. And in sports, West Indies wins first T20 against Bangladesh. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's Powerhouse.
Wrong.
Welcome back. Another national news in detail. The value of the closed-circuit television CCTV surveillance system project in reducing crime was underscored on Wednesday, December 12th by Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Venerable Timothy Harris. Dr. Harris said that there has been significant reductions in crimes in certain areas. According to the PM, in the gun-related crimes where the cameras have been installed, there was a reduction in serious crimes from 33 in 2016 to 19 in 2017, representing a 42.4% reduction. The system acts as a secondary layer of the investigative process, which can aid in corroborating or disproving allegations made and increase response times for minor incidents. Phase 1 of the CCTV project saw the mounting of 345 cameras throughout Basseterre and its environs, including Shadwell, Connery, Frigate Bay, and Buckley's. A command center, which houses 12 network video recorders, 12 49-inch televisions, and about 6 servers, were also part of the initial phase that concluded in June of this year. Phase 2 is expected to be rolled out in 2019, and priority areas in this phase include Old Road, Newton Ground, St. Paul's, Sadler's, Tabernacle, Molyneux, Phillips Village, and Keon. A command center will also be established in Nevis. The project is supported by the Republic of China, Taiwan. A total of 7 ships have now made inaugural calls to St. Kitts for the 2018-2019 cruise season, with the first-time visit of the MS Norwegian Escape on December 17, 2018. Norwegian Escape is a cruise ship for Norwegian Cruise Line in service since October 2015 and has a guest capacity of 4,266 double occupancy and a ship crew of 1,730 and men and women from over 70 countries. Tourism stakeholders say this is evident that the cruise tourism is moving in the right direction. With the increase in the number of cruise ships visiting the island, it is important that the island completes its second cruise pier, which is due to be finished in the latter part of 2019. Speaking at a plaque exchange on board the ship, Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Tourism, Mrs. Carleen Henry Morton, said that St. Kitts is happy to have welcomed the ship to its shores. Captain Nicholas Persson, master of the Norwegian Escape, said that he is looking forward to more calls on the island. His previous visit to St. Kitts was on the Norwegian Spirit. The inaugural visit of the Norwegian Escape makes it makes it the 11th ship in the Norwegian cruise liner's fleet of 17 to visit the island. A sitting of the National Assembly will be held at the National Assembly Chambers, Government Headquarters in Barsteer, St. Kitts, on Wednesday, December 19th at 10 a.m. Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, Dr. Honorable Timothy Harris, will seek leave to introduce and have read a first time Companies Amendment Bill 2018, Financial Services Regulatory Commission Amendment Bill 2018, Captive Insurance Companies Amendment Bill 2018, Trusts Amendment Bill 2018, and the Limited Partnership Amendment Bill 2018. The Prime Minister will also move the second reading of Companies Amendment Bill 2018, Financial Services Regulatory Commission Amendment Bill 2018, Captive Insurance Companies Amendment Bill 2018, Trust Amendment Bill 2018, Limited Partnership Amendment Bill 2018. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Aviation, the Honorable Mark Brantley, will seek leave to introduce and have read a first time the Civil Aviation Amendment Bill 2018. The St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board is entering its 9th consecutive year of distributing Christmas care packages to vulnerable persons throughout the Federation. Against that backdrop, here on Nevis in particular, the Social Security team will be going throughout the island to distribute packages on Thursday, December 20th at 9 a.m. Inspector and Public Relations Officer of Social Security, Nevis Branch, Mrs. Karen Claxton Emery, explains.
This year, the project is referred to taking care of our own. It's an initiative where we select pensioners, like I said, the old age assistant pensioners and the invalidity pensioners. This year, we would have increased our numbers from 40 to 60. And so we are extremely delighted to be given the opportunity to spread a little cheer throughout the Federation. This activity happens in St. Kitts as well.
She also provided a further insight about the initiative and stressed that a person must be indigent.
These are persons who are non-contributory assistant pensioners. It means that there are some persons who would have contributed to Social Security but may not have met the required contributions amount to get a pension, and they would come back to Social Security seeking assistance. There are some persons who, based on circumstances in their life, may have never had an opportunity to work and contribute to Social Security. Social Security would have recognized that there is a need, and we try as best as possible to fill that void or to fulfill that need. And so the persons who qualify, one of the conditions is that you have to be in need.
Public Relations Officer of Social Security, Nevis Branch, Mrs. Karen Claxton Emery. 34 recruits, 32 males and 2 females, have completed a 6-month training course and are set to join the ranks as full-fledged constables in the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, RSCNPF. The members of Course 42 officially received their badge numbers at the 41st graduation ceremony, alias the Passing Out Parade, which was held at the Police Training Complex Tuesday, December 18th at 5 p.m. During the training period, some of the law enforcement trainees covered courses including evidence and procedure, criminal law, general duties, and community policing. The recruits also learned about first aid, customer service, and human rights, among other areas designed to enable them to be professional and courteous when carrying out their duties. Instructor Corporal Daryl Boone noted that the group responded well during the course, and the contest for the best overall recruit was very competitive. In the end, recruit Wendell Edwards earned the top spot and emerged as the valedictorian of Course 42. And finally, food security in St. Kitts and Nevis remains on top of the agenda for the government as the Ministry of Agriculture continues to provide farmers with necessary tools and information to expand their production. On Monday, December 17th, Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, said while giving his address in support of the Appropriation 2019 Bill 2018 that the government is recognizing the effects of climate change has installed three machines in St. Kitts and one in Nevis, which will gather data and provide relevant information for farmers. The minister noted that it is an early warning system that will give the farmers the data in advance to let them know where and when to plant. He added that while the Met Office provides some of this data, it is not sufficient to advise the farmers. Minister Hamilton highlighted that the government is not only providing information, but recently provided grants of up to 7,000 EC dollars to registered local farmers to assist them with their crop development. He said that this was done to help farmers so that they can grow their crops and grow more to reduce our import bill. That's our national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com or check us out on our Facebook at Von Radio and our Von Radio YouTube channel. News from across the region is next.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It really is. Come and let the Bank of Nevis Limited improve your quality of life this Christmas. Take an unsecured loan of up to $20,000. Ho, 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 ho. That's not all. Take advantage of our flexible loan term options. It's Christmas and it's time to be merry. Contact us today at 1-869-469-5564 or Facebook, Instagram, or visit our bank today. It's the Bank of Nevis Limited, wishing you Merry Christmas!
Welcome back to another regional news in detail. A Grenadian attorney who is based in New York has been indicted on a grand larceny charge for allegedly withholding proceeds from the U.S. $1.7 million sale of a building owned by a retired couple. Gerard Douglas, 50, was arraigned last week before Brooklyn Supreme Court Justice Danny Chung on an indictment in which he is charged with second-degree grand larceny. He faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez said of Douglas, "This defendant was trusted with funds that he was obligated to give to his clients. Instead, he allegedly betrayed that trust and kept $650,000 of his retired client's money." He said that according to the investigation, between August 2016 and March 2017, Douglas represented a married couple ages 70 and 71 years old, in the sale of their 9-unit building in Bedford, Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, providing legal services to the law firm Douglas and Associates, PC. It is alleged that Douglas represented the victims at the closing of the sale of their property on September 12, 2016, at which time he received checks totaling nearly US $1.5 million, which, less the down payment, represented the balance owed. Finally, it is alleged that despite repeated and urgent requests from the victims, Douglas failed to turn over the balance of the funds, less his legal fee and broker's fee, which was approximately $650,000 US. Out of Dominica. 4 Chinese nationals have been fined $700 each or 2 months in jail after being found guilty in a Roseau Magistrate Court of trying to enter Dominica with false passports. On Sunday, December 9th, 5 Chinese were arrested at the Douglas Charles Airport when they were caught trying to enter the country with passports from the from the Republic of Korea, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. The 5 were charged and subsequently appeared at the magistrate court in Roseau, where 4 of them pleaded guilty and the charge against the 5th was dropped. The maximum fine for such offense is $3,000. Out of Jamaica. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service and the Jamaica Police Federation, JPF, have signed a heads of agreement for a 4-year, 16% wage increase for rank and file members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The agreement, which includes a combination of provisions relating to service and conditions of work, covers the period 2017 to 2021. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, said he was pleased that an agreement had been reached after 13 meetings between representatives of the ministry and the JPF dating back to 2017. He noted that the discussions, though extensive, were held in an atmosphere of cordiality and mutual respect, for which he was very grateful. JPF Chair Corporal Arlene McBean said the members were quite comfortable with the package that the government had offered. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, who witnessed the proceedings, said he was satisfied with the conclusion of the negotiations, which he described as an important step going forward. And finally, road traffic accidents are the 7th leading cause of death in Belize, with approximately 21 deaths per 100,000 persons. This is the highest fatality rate among CDB's 19 borrowing member countries, BMCs. In light of the aforementioned, the Board of Directors of the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, has approved funding of $5.9 million to the government of Belize to support critical efforts to improve road safety. The project will focus on the Philip S.W. Goldson Highway, which joins Belize City through Ladyville, Orange Walk Town, and Corozal Town to the Mexican border. It will incorporate a multi-sectoral approach focusing on changing behavior through increasing awareness and understanding of risks, improved traffic law enforcement, and improving post-crash response. The project will be complemented by parallel investments to upgrade the highway, including a CDB finance investment which is renovating the stretch from Belize City to the junction with the airport road. The project is consistent with CDB's strategic objectives of supporting inclusive and sustainable growth and development, as well as promoting good governance. That's it for regional stories. Stay with us for news from around the world. Welcome back, and now the international news in detail. A federal judge in the U.S. state of Texas has ruled that the key part of the Affordable Care Act, ACA, better known as Obamacare, is unconstitutional. 20 states argued the whole law was invalidated by a change in tax rules last year, which eliminated a penalty for not having health insurance. President Donald Trump said the ruling was great news for America. The law's provisions will, however, remain in place until an appeal is heard at the U.S. Supreme Court. President Trump promised to dismantle Barack Obama's landmark 2010 health care law, which was designed to make medical cover available for many Americans who had been priced out of the market. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Alfonso Ribeiro is suing Fortnite's creators Epic Games, accusing them of copying his character's dance moves. Ribeiro is also suing NBA 2K video game series creators Take-Two Interactive for using the Carlton dance. The actor claims the companies unfairly profited from his creative expression, likeness, and celebrity. The dance was made famous by his character Carlton Banks in the hit 1990s sitcom starring Will Smith. Ribeiro famously performed the moves to Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual and continues to perform it for fans. Thus far, neither Epic Games nor 2Take Interactive have responded to the lawsuit. Britain's cabinet has met and decided to ramp up preparations for a no-deal Brexit amid uncertainty over the fate of Prime Minister Theresa May's proposed EU exit deal. Ministers approved £2 billion to go to government departments to prepare should the UK leave the EU on the 29th of March without a formal agreement. Prime Minister May has warned that if Parliament rejects her Brexit deal in a vote next month, then there would be no deal or no Brexit. But what does leaving without a deal means? More in this report.
If Britain leaves the European Union without a deal, there will be no legal relationship between Britain and the European Union. Worth remembering, the European Union is by far and away Britain's biggest export market. There would suddenly be tariffs on automotive parts, huge tariffs on agricultural products. And just to take one issue, Imperial College in London have found that if you were to have an increase of 2 minutes in checks at the main border between Britain and the European Union, you would get a 30-kilometre tailback in 24 hours. And that's why I think it's incredibly hard not to see this either as an absolutely hopeless bluff by the government or an act of political suicide.
And finally, Chinese President Xi Jinping has vowed that his country will not develop at the expense of other nations in a speech marking 40 years since China introduced major economic reforms. However, he also said that the global superpower would not be told what to do by anyone. We have more in this report.
President Xi Jinping said that the lifting of 740 million people out of poverty had been a miracle, but the world should expect more miracles where that came from. He also said that China's economy would continue to open up, but that it takes a good blacksmith to make good steel, and that the key to development here lies with the Communist Party. On the other hand, he warned others not to dictate how China should move forward, without specifying who those others might be.
That's our news segments. The latest in sports is next. Welcome back. Another sports in detail. In cricket, Shai Hope wallowed the third fastest T20I 50 to help West Indies overpower Bangladesh by 8 wickets in Sylhet. The hosts were undone by Sheldon Cottrell's short balls to be bowled out for 129, as Hope batted 6 sixes and 3 fours to end the contest in a hurry. Summarized scores: West Indies 130 for 2, Hope 55, Paul 28 not out. Beat Bangladesh 129. Shakib 61, Cottrell 4 for 28 by 8 wickets. Still in cricket, Australia won a test match for the first time since March's ball tampering controversy as they beat India in Perth to level the T20 series at 1-1. India, chasing 287 for victory, began the final day on 112 for 5, but were bowled out for 140 to lose by 146 runs. Scores: Australia 326 and 243, India 283 and 114. Lyon 3 for 39, Stark 3 for 46. Australia won by 146 runs. In basketball, James Harden scored 47 points to help the Houston Rockets hold off the Utah Jazz 102-97 on Monday night for their 4th straight win. It was Houston's first victory over the Jazz this season after dropping the first 2 meetings. The team's current winning streak comes following a 3-game skid. Elsewhere, the Minnesota Timberwolves got a big boost from their bench in a 132-105 win against the Sacramento Kings on Monday night. San Antonio Spurs defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 123-96. Oklahoma City Thunder rolled to a 121-96 victory over the Chicago Bulls, and Phoenix Suns beat the New York Knicks 128-110 for their 3rd straight victory. Meantime, Kelly Cross-Scoff has become the first female assistant general manager of an NBA team. The ex-president of women's team Indiana Fever has been recruited by Eastern Conference's Indiana Pacers. Cross-Scoff will help assist President of Basketball Operations Kevin Pritchard and General Manager Chad Buchanan in the day-to-day running of the Pacers. In football, Manchester United have sacked manager Jose Mourinho after identifying a catalogue of his failings at the club. The Portuguese of 55 took over in May 2016 and led United to League Cup and Europa League titles, but they are 19 points behind league leaders Liverpool. The club has made a change after no progress with results or style despite spending nearly £400 million on 11 players. They also say the new manager will understand the philosophy of the club, including their attacking traditions. We have more in this story.
I think the board have just run out of patience with the way the team are playing. It's not just the fact that they're in 6th place in the league this season, but they are 19 points behind leaders Liverpool, and there's just a clear gulf in class between the top teams Liverpool and their close neighbours Manchester City and Manchester United. It wouldn't matter so much if they were looking to score and being excited, but everyone looks a bit glum, including the players, including Jose Mourinho. He spent most of his post-match press conference after the Liverpool game on Sunday, when they were well beaten 3-1, telling everybody how good Liverpool were and how poor his own team were.
And finally, in tennis, former world number 4 Sebastian Grosjean has been named captain of France's Davis Cup team for the next 2 seasons. Grosjean was part of the French team that beat Australia to win the Davis Cup in 2001. The 40-year-old won 4 ATP Tour titles before retiring in May 2010. Emile Mauresmo was initially appointed to replace Yannick Noah, but she withdrew earlier in December to coach compatriot Lucas Pouille. France were beaten 3-1 by Croatia in November's Davis Cup final. Next year, the Davis Cup's format will be replaced by an 80-nation World Cup style event to be held in Madrid in November 2019. That's it for sports. The General with the forecast is next. Welcome back. Another local with the forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight will be partly cloudy with a 20% or a slight chance of showers. Winds are east to southeast, ranging between 15 to 28 kilometers per hour or 8 to 15 knots. Seas are 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. Small craft operators should continue to exercise caution, especially for those operating on the eastern side of the island. Sunrise tomorrow would be at 6:35 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the Mid News package for today, Tuesday, 18th December 2018. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, serious crimes decrease in CCTV covered areas, and MS Norwegian Escape marks 7th inaugural call for cruise season in SKN. Regionally, Grenadian-born lawyer indicted on grand larceny charges in U.S. Internationally, Texas court rules Obamacare as unconstitutional. And in sports, West Indies wins first T20 against Bangladesh. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tashan Tyson, wishing you a pleasant evening.